Mikel, when you brought Kai Havertz to the club, as well as adding to your squad depth, did you, in all competitions, did you have the Champions League in mind? Because he has a good track record in this competition after all, scored the winner in a final, scored a couple of tasty goals for Chelsea in it last season. Is this his sort of stage? Is this where we might see the best of him?
Well, that's certainly one of the reasons, obviously his quality and the number of things that he already done in his career at his age. And then to improve the starting 11 as well, because he's a player with tremendous quality that is going to help us to be better.
Hi, Mikel. After Saturday's game, once again, there was a lot of talk about David Reyes. Is it sort of unrealistic every time a goalkeeper drops a cross or makes a mistake that someone expects you to change the goalkeeper all the time?
Well, I don't know. It's depending where is that coming from. Someone from football, when errors are part of football and mistakes happen from defenders, for strikers, and for goalkeepers, for sure. For sure not.
On that, Mikel, we sort of see goalkeepers sometimes as superhuman with a lot of confidence all the time. But actually, is Reyes maybe suffering because he is in the spotlight so much?
I haven't seen that. If I'm fair, I haven't seen that, that's all.
He strikes you as being still as confident ever because there seems like an extra pressure on him.
But that's the pressure of playing big clubs where you have to win and you have to be at your best and you have someone next to you that is pushing you every single day. But if we go play position by position, you would tell me what's happening at left back, what happens with the holding midfielder. Did you ask Jorginho a question already? And if Gabriel Jesus is here, is another question on that. That's the debate and that's the beauty of the game as well. And the fact that you have other options is going to make those talks more frequent as well.
Mikel, on Saturday, Bukayo Saka finished the game wearing the captain's armband. Is he part of what you consider the leadership group of this team now?
Yes.
And do you think that's a role he could fulfil in the longer term? I mean, sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say you lost some really experienced players this summer, people like Granit Xhaka, people like Rob Holding, people like Kieran Tierney. Are you happy and satisfied with how the kind of new generation are people stepping into those leadership roles?
Yes, I think it's really important for them because the role that they have in our way of playing, in our team, in our club, has to be mirrored as well with the leadership level that they should have around the team and to make the team grow. And I think it's got a perfect environment. We have a really good mixture of players, teams, and experiences in that group. And it's going to be a really valuable time to spend with those guys to understand what happens as well behind the scenes as well.
Hi, Mikel. Firstly, has Aaron Ramsdale travelled with you?
Yes.
So he's part of the squad for tomorrow?
Yeah.
And secondly, Vinicius Junior was racially abused in this stadium on Saturday, and Seville dealt with it very quickly. The fan was ejected. But how concerned are you for your players tomorrow night, and is there anything you can say to them to prepare them for it?
What I can say that the Seville reacted in a really strong and quick way. Great. Let's enjoy a beautiful football atmosphere. It doesn't get much better than the atmosphere here, and I'm just hopeful that we can only talk about football and enjoy that atmosphere tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. Obviously, in that away game against Lens, with a lot of players' first sort of Champions League away games, what do you think they've learned from that experience, and what lessons do you want them to take into tomorrow night?
Well, there were a few, obviously, from that game, especially that in Champions League you cannot give anything away. Boxes are tremendously important when you have control of the game. There are going to be moments where that can get away very quickly, and you have to understand why this is happening and how the game went away from us. But it was a lot in our side to lose that game the way we did it, even though looking it back 2 times, we didn't deserve that result.
Hi, Jose Antonio Reyes, of course, played for both clubs, and from what I recall, I think you both were at the Spanish setup at the same time. What do you remember about him, and what kind of memories could this match obviously evoke for the family and the club?
Great memories. He was my roommate. We spent quite a lot of time together. Fantastic character, very special personality, and an incredible football talent. At that age, I can't recall a better player than he had. Absolutely everything. And he played for both clubs. He's part of our history in a big way because he was part of the Invincibles as well. And hopefully he's up there. I'm feeling proud for both clubs, and tomorrow it will be a very special night for him.
Okay, just following on from Simon's question about Lons, when you look at your away form in Europe over the last few years, it's kind of necessary, hasn't matched or mirrored the league form. Do you have any reason perhaps why maybe some of the away results haven't been as good? And Jorginho himself talked about the kind of controlling the emotions away, controlling the crowd.
Yeah, and as well because the opponents are really good, and to win away from home is always difficult. To win away from home in Europe, you see a shift in all the top teams that they are not the same results. So margins become critical, and as Georgie said, the mindset, the emotional state of the team in certain moments to go through difficult ones, it's absolutely key.